Hopelessness and despair often go hand in hand. And everywhere you look, you can see it. In that American dream that we were all promised and we've worked so damn hard to attain, it suddenly feels further away than ever before. And you see it at the grocery store and the gas pumps and hell, even at the rental office. It doesn't matter where you turn, but people are working just as hard as ever, sometimes even harder, but still managing to come up short. And a lot of that reason is because half their money is already spent before the month even starts. And that's not just an assumption on my part, people. That's just a harsh reality of living in America today. I mean, stand in line at a Walmart and look around, and you know what you'll see? You'll see lots of people putting back food articles, man, because it costs too much nowadays. People are swiping cards that they know won't clear and watching that total at the cashier climb higher than they know their paycheck will handle. And that's not laziness or bad budgeting, people. That's a broken system that's eating us all alive. And it's not just food either. Insurance premiums have gone up and power bills have more than doubled, and gas eats up most of what's left of that. And it just seems like no matter what direction you turn, something else is reaching into your pocket trying to get money out. It's almost like we're all running on a treadmill, man, that just keeps slowly speeding up and we can't get off. And housing, oh, that's a nightmare all its own, people. Families are crammed 3 deep into an apartment that's built for one person. And renters are shelling out half or more of their paychecks to unscrupulous landlords who will raise the rent on them. For what reason? Just because they can. And I personally know guys in their 50s, man, who are still renting, and not because they're deadbeats or low lives or anything like that. They're hardworking guys, but for whatever reason, they never got a fair shot at owning a home. And then meanwhile, that dream of home ownership, that's gone for most young people now, because even if they were to save every dime, the prices of new homes would still outpace them. Property tax and insurance keeps climbing. It just feels like the American dream was ripped right out of our hands, man, and sold off to the highest bidder without no regard for us. And the people who do manage to buy a home, well, they're no better off. They're just one furnace breakdown or a roof leak from losing it all too. And that's not stability in my book, people. That's just a trap waiting to be sprung. And jobs, oh boy, job security nowadays, that's a whole different level of hopelessness. I mean, there was one time in this country where loyalty was actually rewarded, but now, not so much. You give a company 20, 30 years now, and your reward is going to be a security guard escorting you out to the parking lot with a little cardboard box in your hands. And it doesn't matter that you're loyal to them or that you're dependable or you bust your ass on that job every single day. One cutback and you're out the door. And if this can happen to men who gave 20 years of their life to a company, what makes you think any of us are safe? And then, even if you don't get laid off, right, you're still walking around the place on eggshells. Because every headline screams about how AI is replacing workers and about how automation is so much more efficient. And that does something to a man's confidence. It fucks with his psyche. So you start asking yourself, how long before my number comes up? And then even if you're there, the break rooms, man, they don't feel alive anymore. They feel more like mausoleums. It used to be jokes and small talk and gossip and fun, and not anymore. It's more silence and nervous glances, man, because people are scared to say too much now. They don't know who's going to be on the chopping block next, and they don't want to put a target on their back. And then, oh, well, all this is going on, man. As if that's not enough. You got parents, man, being forced to watch their own kids sliding further and further downhill into depression. And then you got teenagers, man, who stay locked up in their rooms all day with their faces glued to screens. And the whole time, man, they may be drowning in sadness and anxiety and trauma. And a lot of them are self-medicating. And then the parents, they're left out there, man, feeling helpless because they don't know what to do. They don't know how to fix any of this. And then there's another layer of hopelessness, man, that seldom gets mentioned. And this one bugs me the most. If you've watched my show, this bugs me the most. It's being forced to watch that next generation, man, live with the stress and the fears and the frustrations, man, about the future. And knowing that none of this is their fault. They inherited this mess from us, man. That bugs the shit out of me, man. And it's not just the kids anymore either. You got grown men out here carrying it too. So now we got generations of men surrounded by people all day, every day. Still don't have anyone to talk to, no fellowship, no brotherhood. The Surgeon General even came out, called it an epidemic. I don't know if you heard about it, the epidemic of male loneliness. And I can feel it. I honestly can. I don't know if you can. Guys used to have whole crews of friends and people surrounding them, and now they're just all isolated and alone. And I mean, I get it. You know, friends drift off and families occasionally split up and neighbors don't always speak to each other anymore. That's just life. But see, as men, we're a little different. We carry all that inside internally and in silence and alone, because that's just what we were taught to do as men. And now you pile all that shit up together. You know? Rising prices are killing everybody's paychecks. Affordable housing is out of reach for most people. And jobs, if you're fortunate enough to still have a job in today's economy, that's hanging on by a thread. And then throw in the next generation losing hope in this country. And then nobody's really connected anymore. And now you honestly tell me that it doesn't feel like the walls are slowly closing in. And people, this isn't about politics. This isn't about red versus blue, right versus left. None of that. This is about real life in this country. And it's right there in front of us every single day. It's in the face of that cashier, man, who looks dead tired all the time because he's working 3 jobs. It's that young couple who had to give up on home ownership because they got priced out, or their student loans went up because of interest rate. And it's in that father, man, who's praying that his job doesn't get shipped overseas or handed off to automation because he has a family to take care of. Or it's in that parent, man, who's staring down at their child and they're wondering how they're going to protect them from a world that seems like it's fucking coming apart at the seams in a country that he no longer even believes in himself. People aren't just tired anymore, man. They're beaten down and defeated and downtrodden. And when you look around you, you can see it as plain as day now. Hopelessness is everywhere now. The worst part of all this is, people, it's spreading. And what happens when a whole society becomes hopeless? And if you can feel it breathing down your neck, like I know I can, you're not the only one. You're simply standing in the same storm as everybody else without an umbrella. The real question is this: how long before what little hope we still have left disappears completely? Drop it down in the comments and let's talk about it. Because people know this: the clock's ticking. Just Unk's words of wisdom.